assistant is handing out copies of the statement. So, ready? I'm attorney Gloria Allred. I represent one of the two victims for whom charges have been filed in this criminal case now pending against Harvey Weinstein. In addition, I represent one of the witnesses in this case, whose name I'm not disclosing at this time. Okay, let me try again. I'm attorney Gloria Allred. I represent one of the two victims for whom charges have been filed in this criminal case now pending against Harvey Weinstein. Her name is Mimi. I also represent another witness in this case whose name I'm not disclosing at this time. But this is my statement. It is not on behalf of my clients. Donna Rotuno is Harvey Weinstein's new criminal defense attorney. She appears to specialize in representing men accused of sex crimes against women. In an interview in the Wall Street Journal on June 27, 2019, the article's author, Corinne Ramey, stated that Ms. Rotuno, quote, said in an interview that the Me Too movement has done a disservice to women. Quote, and now she's quoting Donna Rotuno. I'm not a woman who has ever subscribed to it, she said. I believe women are responsible for the choices that they make, end quote. She said that by representing Mr. Weinstein, she hoped to encourage women to take responsibility for their actions. And now this is a quote from Ms. Rotuno, and say to women, maybe don't go to the hotel room. Maybe we are having a different conversation, end quote. I agree that women are responsible for their own choices. But when will Mr. Weinstein be held responsible for his? Mr. Weinstein removed these women's ability to choose if he forced himself on them. If the jury believes that Mr. Weinstein did force himself on women, then the jury should hold him responsible for that. No woman should be shamed into thinking a sexual assault was her fault or her choice. Many accusers allege that Mr. Weinstein lured them to his hotel room under false pretenses, that he wanted to assist them in their careers. I challenge Mr. Weinstein to testify under oath and deny this. We will then see who the jury believes. These accusers, if called to testify, would deny that it was their choice to be sexually assaulted. Mr. Weinstein should be accountable for his misconduct. Many accusers believe Mr. Weinstein's representation that he wanted to talk to them about business, and they did not have any reason to believe that he was not telling the truth when he made that representation, because there were times when Mr. Weinstein did, in fact, do business in his hotel suite. The accusers did not have a negative stereotype of men, nor did they have a belief that they should expect that every man is lying when they indicate they want to talk business. I would also like to remind Ms. Rotuno that Mike Tyson was convicted of raping a woman who went to his hotel room. That proves that when a woman goes to a man's hotel room, it does not give him a license to rape and then blame the victim because she went to his hotel room. It is also true that in some cases the allegations of the accusers are that Mr. Weinstein invited them to his home, not a hotel room, and that the women may have accepted his invitation because of his representation that he wanted to talk to them about business or employment opportunities. In an interview in Chicago Magazine in February 2018, the writer, Brian Smith, indicated that Ms. Rotuno stated, quote, I have the ability to get away with a lot more in a courtroom cross-examining a female than a male lawyer does. He may be an excellent lawyer, but if he goes at that woman with the same venom that I do, he looks like a bully. If I do it, nobody even bats an eyelash, and it's been very effective, end quote. I do not believe that it's appropriate to go after a victim on the witness stand with, quote, venom, end quote. If this is Ms. Rotuno's strategy, and if she believes that because she is a woman, she can get away with it, she may find that a New York jury will be turned off by that tactic, and they may not agree with her, and that she gets a pass to do that simply because she's a female defense attorney. A venomous attack on a victim who alleges that she has undergone traumatic sexual assault is simply not acceptable. A bully is a bully, regardless of their gender. Ms. Rotuno should remember that there was a female criminal defense attorney in the second Bill Cosby criminal trial. Nevertheless, Mr. Cosby was convicted of 3 counts of indecent sexual assault, and he is now in prison. I'm happy to take questions. I'll repeat the question. The question was, do I think a New York jury will not like a woman being aggressive? Is that your question? Toward other women. Okay, well, there's a difference between being aggressive and acting with venom or evidencing venom in a cross-examination of a witness. I'm using the word venom because that's the word she used, as though it's somehow okay for her to do it and not a male defense attorney. We'll have to see if she crosses the line. I can't predict the future, but my sense of it is, even though a criminal defense attorney has broad latitude in cross-examination, there are limits in reference to professional conduct, and I have every hope and expectation that the court will want everyone to be able to do their job, but yet be respectful toward witnesses. And it's been my observation that juries are often turned off by lawyers, whether they're male or female, who are not respectful of rape victims or sexual assault victims. I'll just say that the question is, are my clients, whether they are, the alleged victim in the case or a witness who may, by the way, also be a victim, whether they are prepared to deal with what some would call an ugly cross-examination. That's your question. All right. And it's hard for a witness ever to be prepared for questions that they don't know will be asked, and some may be insulting, some may be accusatory, some may be just for dramatic effect, some may be to just try to blow smoke, and all of which would most likely be to challenge their credibility. But, while lawyers have many years of training for this, people who allege they are rape victims or sexual assault victims often are challenged by the conventions of a courtroom, where a person cannot just tell their story. They may constantly be interrupted even as they're trying to answer a question. Some lawyers may attempt to intimidate a witness. Some criminal defense lawyers, and I'm not saying these because I don't know what they'll say, will attempt to perhaps get a witness off balance, put words in their mouth. It's an artificial situation in a courtroom, and many witnesses have never testified in a criminal case previously or in a civil case, or both. And some, having never testified previously, are now about to testify in the highest profile criminal case in the country, and they know it. And they're going to be sharing some very personal, intimate details of what they allege happened to them. So, that's a long way of saying it's a scary situation, but they're willing to do it because they feel that they have a duty to testify in the interest of justice and for no personal benefit to them except for the truth to come out. And so when I say it takes a lot of courage for any witness who alleges she was sexually assaulted, raped, or otherwise subjected to indecent conduct to testify, I know that from having practiced 43 years and been involved in many high-profile cases in the past, including some to come. What concern do I have about my clients effectively put on trial? Absolutely, that is always what the defense does. Put the alleged victims on trial. Anything to distract from the defendant whom they represent, who is the only person who is actually on trial. So, although we say there shouldn't be victim shaming, victim blaming, I fully expect that we will see victim shaming, victim blaming. I would say that almost to a certainty. Anything else? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. Is that what she said today? She said that today? Okay, she's saying that Ms. Rotino used the word that Harvey Weinstein had been railroaded.
Any response to that specific
I think, that's an editorial opinion that he's been railroaded. Obviously, this case is going forward. And if they have an argument about the evidence, which is what the case is based on, which is what the charges are based on, then she should bring that up in a court of law and be specific about what the evidence is that she thinks should not be admissible. So You know, editorial opinions are no substitute for the facts, but sometimes facts, as has been said, are very inconvenient things, especially for the defense. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Did
Okay.
you say somebody has copies of that statement?
I can't hear you.
Did you say somebody has copies of
Oh, yeah.
that statement?
Sammy, do you have extra copies? Okay. He has it over here. Save one over here, please. Thank you.